Dad wanted me to do what Mom didn't want. Please don't forget to subscribe and comment. I was only 18 when the biggest argument of my life broke out, not between me and my parents but between them. And the strange part? It was all about me. It started one chilly evening in the kitchen. I had just come home from school, dropped my backpack by the door, and was grabbing a soda from the fridge when I heard Mom say something that made me freeze. "She's not going to New York, Steven. I won't allow it." I didn't know they were talking about me. Not at first. "She got in, Anna," Dad's voice replied calmly, but with steel underneath. "It's her dream. You know that. Juilliard doesn't just accept anyone." Mom's voice rose in volume. "I don't care. You saw the city last time. Do you remember the homelessness, the sirens at night, the girls walking the street in nothing but heels and fear? She's our only daughter. I won't let her go and ruin her life in some concrete jungle." Dad sighed. Ruin her life? Or start it? I backed out of the kitchen quietly and went upstairs, soda untouched. They were talking about my acceptance letter. Juilliard. I'd been dreaming about that school since I was 10 years old. Practicing piano until my fingers bled, skipping birthday parties to rehearse, crying over missed notes, and smiling like crazy when I finally nailed Chopin. I got in. Full ride. Juilliard. New York City. But now it seemed like my parents were standing on opposite sides of a chasm, with me dangling in between. Over the next few days, I watched the distance between my mom and Dad grow. It felt like every conversation turned into a silent war. They tried not to fight in front of me, but I could feel it, in the way Mom stopped leaving little notes in Dad's lunch, or how Dad spent more time in the garage fixing things that didn't need fixing. Finally, one night, Dad came into my room. He knocked, something he didn't usually do. "You got a minute, kiddo?" I nodded and sat up. He looked tired, like he hadn't slept. He sat on the edge of my bed and stared at the floor before speaking. "When I was your age, I wanted to join the military. Your grandfather said no. Said I was too soft, that I'd never last. I listened to him. And for years, I wondered if he was right or if I just never had the chance to prove him wrong." I swallowed. "What are you saying?" He finally looked at me. "I'm saying don't let fear decide your future. Especially someone else's fear." I blinked. My chest felt tight. "Mom's just worried." "I get it. She's worried because she loves you," Dad said gently. "But love doesn't always know when to let go." We sat in silence. I didn't know what to say. All I knew was Dad wanted me to go. But Mom didn't. Later that week, Mom sat me down at the dining table. She had tears in her eyes before she even started talking. "New York is dangerous, sweetie. And lonely. And hard. You've been sheltered your whole life. What if you go there and something happens?" I reached for her hand, but she pulled it back gently. "I'm not trying to kill your dream," she whispered. "But dreams aren't more important than your safety. Your happiness. Your life." "But this is my happiness," I said. "This is my dream. I know it's scary. But I have to try." She shook her head slowly, looking away. "I feel like I'm losing you." "You're not," I said. "But if you don't let me do this, I might lose me." The final decision wasn't easy. Came with weeks of tension. Phone calls from my future roommate. Emails from Juilliard. Nights I cried into my pillow, wishing my family could just be proud without fear. And then the night before I was supposed to leave, Mom came into my room with a folded blanket. "I stitched this for you," she said softly. "For your dorm." It was my childhood blanket, redesigned with pieces of my old piano recital dresses. She'd sewn my name in the corner, and beneath it in tiny cursive the words, "Follow the music. I'll be listening." I looked up at her. She was crying but smiling too. "Go be great," she said, "even if it scares me." I left for New York the next morning. Dad drove me to the airport. He didn't say much, just gave me one of those rare, hard hugs only he knew how to give. "I'm proud of you," he whispered, "for having more guts than I ever did." As I boarded the plane, I felt torn, like half my heart was staying home while the other half jumped into the unknown. But as the city skyline came into view and the wheels hit the runway, I knew. Dad wanted me to take the leap. Mom didn't want me to fall. And somehow that combination gave me the wings to fly.